Okay, we get started. Hello everyone. Can everyone hear me? If you can't hear me, let me know. I'm going to put everyone on mute for during the sessions. Okay, just testing. All right, thank you for joining with me this afternoon. Today's webinar's topic is about the options for the options of lodging BAS via GovReports and the tips and tricks and getting around for you to maximize the services we offer. So for today's agenda is to walk you through the features and BAS lodgement options. Then we will walk you through the live demo. These sessions will be recorded and posted on the website if you wish to revisit the sessions at a later time. And if you have questions during the sessions, please either send me a chat message or unmute yourself to ask questions. Okay. Currently, lodging a business activity statements can be done by the conventional method of completing a paper form and mailing it to the ATO, or online by either the portals, ELS software, or SBR-enabled software. Many taxpayers and tax practitioners have been accustomed to use the portal to lodge the BAS, but portal is built on ELS technology and is aging, and the ATO is looking at ways to minimize its usage, thus introducing the SBR technology to replace ELS over time. GovReport is the complete SBR-enabled software operating since 2010, enabling taxpayers and tax practitioners to prepare and lodge compliance reports to the SBR-ready government agencies on the cloud. GovReport is currently connected to over 13 government agencies, including the ATO, all the state and territory revenue offices for payroll tax, and ASIC for financial statements lodgement. With the ATO, GovReports enable lodgement for all compliance reports, including the IAS, the BAS, tax file number declarations, PAYG, TPA, and all the tax returns. The lodgement process is simple and requires for you to select the business entity, the reporting form for you want to work on. In this case, if it's an activity statement, then you need to select the form and then follow the prompts to confirm the date range that you want to prepare the reports for. When you have confirmed the date range, it will give you the it will list all the activity statements, including all the IAS and the BAS issued by the ATO during that time, including the lodge, which the status, as you can see here, it's being processed, which and then you would have the options to do revisions, or if it hasn't been completed, then the status will be new. And that from that list, if you provide a wider date range, it will give you a wider list if you depending on the date that you confirm. Once you basically select which activity statements that you want to lodge, it will give you the options whether you do want to do it manually, or if your clients, the clients that the entity that you have selected have used MyOb, whether it's a desktop software, the earlier versions, or not an online versions, then you can import or you can upload the MyOb BAS link. If it's a live account, then you can just export the file. Currently, like I said, you can see here, currently we are connected to, or we integrate with all the major accounting software. You can import or you can import the file or upload the file depending on whether it's an online or it's a cloud-based or it's a desktop software. You also have, I've just going back to that. We also have the offline BAS. So if ATO for whatever reasons is not working, is not available online, you can prepare the BAS offline as well, which we will go through later on. Once, if you selected the, if you basically, for example, you select if your clients use one of the older versions of MYOB, you can upload the MyBAS link. And depending on if you have done the customizations correctly, the MyBAS link file will give you the complete details of the publish the activity statements fully when you upload onto GovReports. Once you select that, notice that the options for you to upload the file is available at the bottom. Similarly, if you use, like I said, if you use an online version, for example, QuickBooks, then once you tick that, it will give you the options to connect to QuickBooks and export or import the file from QuickBooks directly, linking the entity, the business entity that you have initially selected. Once you basically, if it is an online version, you do need to sign in. And if you click remember, then remember each time that you come back in for that entity, it will always remember your access. Once you basically from then onward, the lodgement process is pretty straightforward. Once you, it will basically it will populate the activity statements report, and will enable you to see what's the pre-fill from the ATO as well as the pre-filling from the software it's applicable. Of course, if you choose the manual options, then you need to data entry all the informations from your clients with the pre-filling from the ATO. With GovReports, because once you've done the lodgements, it will give you the list of all your lodgements in one page, whether it's all for all your clients or as individually for your clients in one page, so that when at the end of financial year, like it is now, you can do the BAS reconciliations easily by looking at all the activity statements that you have lodged for the financial year, and collect the GST reconciliation, the G1, the G11, the wages, the PAYG reconciliation. Just simply go into each one of them. Instead of course, you certainly can do that from your accounting software, but you remember this from GovReports, you can see all these informations, all the lodge informations that you have submitted to the ATO, rather than the working details that you have in GovReports. Once you've lodged, your clients will get you will get a lodgement receipt, and then you can forward that to your clients along with the lodgement receipt. It will also come with the payment options for your clients to make the payment if there is GST to be paid. Having said that, during the process, you can, if you draft an activity statements, you can send it off to your clients by email, or if you've got digital signature, you can send it off for digital signature depending on your account status with us. So once you get once you finalize the reports, you can send it off to get your clients to sign it off, and once they sign it off, you can then just select the activity statements and lodge. The common errors that we noticed that like I said earlier, we do have options for you to lodge offline if the ATO happens to not be available at the time, whether it's through SBR or through the portals. Regardless, you can prepare the activity statements offline. What it means by offline is that you will not get the pre-filling from the ATO, but you can get everything ready. So if you are at your client site, you can just simply prepare or fill in all the details, get your client to sign off, or to sign off on that, and then when the ATO is back online, you can pre-fill the information from the ATO and submit directly to the tax office. The second common error that we normally get is the branch number. So in many cases we have seen is when you add a client into GovReports, the branch number is neglected because maybe perhaps when you work in the portal, it's not as well visible. But when you're lodging through SBR software, you need to confirm the branch number. Often we have seen that sole traders with only one entity trading under the ABN, but the branch number has been given other than 001, and today for the first time I have seen a branch number for sole trader as 004. So it could be anything. Having said that, if the wrong branch number is added, it won't give you the lodgement options. And of course, PAYG installment variations, you can make the changes, like of course the pre-filling from the ATO, sometimes ATO can be a little bit outdated. Perhaps the information that you have supplied to the ATO has not been updated on their system, so you might need to watch out for these informations. Having said that, normal practice is that we would recommend that you validate when you save the reports, save and validate it. Validate means that you finalize, you cross-check with the ATO for all the information so that and before you send it off to your clients for signature. And from GovReports, because to minimize the errors, we only allow, if you have digital signature, we only enable for you to send a valid status report to the clients for signature. It's to basically minimize your chance of coming back and forward, changing. If it's a draft status, if it's a draft, it's likely if you do come back to make any changes, it won't be any it will be less of a hassle for you to send it to your clients again for signature. The difference between lodging via the portal and through GovReports is that with the portal, you can only lodge from the computer that has your OSCE or where you have your OSCE. With GovReports, it's basically available anywhere with internet. Clients, you can also get access to it on the phone, but preferably we don't recommend that you do trying to lodge from the phone. But having said that, if you have drafted and it just happens that it might be the last day and you have validated, but you're waiting for your clients to come back with the signature, then perhaps it's they came back and it's the last minute of the day, and you want to and you're out and about, you can also lodge it from there as well. With the ATO portal, the manual, it's of course you have to data entry in, so in every report, so possible typo error. With GovReports, you get a lot of these informations can be automated, and especially if your clients use software that is compatible with GovReports, you can simply upload the informations or import the informations directly without having to for you to data entry in. Not only that, with GovReports, if you do have more than one persons in your practice or in your business, you can also assign different people to prepare and draft the activity statements, and someone else might be responsible for chasing the clients for signature, and perhaps it's you that will be the person that assigning lodging the reports. So definitely it can make your workflow a lot better depending on your depending on your practice, how you run your practice. Of course, like I said, with ATO portal, normally you would have to prepare the BAS first, get it finalized by your clients, and then go to the portal, data entry into the system. Or you could do it the other ways: prepare it, print it, and then print it and then send it off to your clients for signing, and then come back to their portal, re-data entry it in, and lodge when you have your clients authorizations. With GovReports, you can draft it, finalize it, or finalize it, and then send it off to your clients. Once your clients authorize it, you can simply click lodge, and it will go straight through without you having to revisit or making any changes to the reports. That's saving you the time of data entry. With portal, it has to be done one by one because you data entry in one at a time. And during the peak lodgement season, that's if you've got quite a few to do, that can be quite consuming. With GovReports, you can prepare in advance, save it, validate it, and send it off to your clients for authorizations. When they all come back at the same time, you can just click all of them and lodge in one go. Not only that, accessing lodge BAS or listing one at the your BAS, your client's BAS, it can be done in one page, or unlodge and lodge, depending on the. I'll go through some of these features shortly. So very PAYG installment, if any need, has to be reprocessed. With GovReports, you can upfront view the PAYG installment amount, if possible accessing the new BAS from the list. So it's a lot more flexible for you to use. So like I said, if you what is screenshot, it's in the wrong place. If for whatever reason, as I mentioned, if it's the online version is not available, you can do it offline. So to click there, click offline, do it offline, and it basically convert. But having said that, to do that, you need to confirm the exact date of the report between when it starts and when it finishes, so that, and also confirm the date, the type of the activity statement that you are preparing. We'll show you shortly where you can find the type of the activity statement and do it offline, so that during you can be prepared when ATO, if and when the ATO is not available. So what I'll do now is quickly go through the demo. Okay, when you log in, this is the GovReports dashboard. On the left-hand side, you've got a quick general menu where you can, bird's view is home, my clients, basically where you list, where you can get the list of all your clients. If this is the first time you use GovReports, you can import the clients, your client list directly, by downloading the client list from the ATO portal and upload onto GovReports in CSV file format. If you along the way, and you do need to map it, because as a BAS agent, or depending on whether you're a BAS agent or tax agent, you would have more options to download the client list. It can be from the ELS software, and from ATO. It could be also from income tax returns, income tax lodgment status. For BAS agents, you can get it from the client account running balance or the outstanding activity statements. So depending on whether you're a BAS or tax agent, you can download the list accordingly and upload onto GovReports and allocate. So with it, like I said, if this is the first time you use, this is basically to save you the time of data entry, each and every one of your clients. If along the way you need to add a new client, and during the tax lodgement seasons, often we've seen that tax agents, they pick up a client, they do a tax returns or something, and they tend to bum out the BAS agents. Then you need to add the clients back in. You can previously or currently, you still need to do that through you do need to go back to the ATO portal and add the clients into your portal before you use GovReports. So by then, when you add the clients into GovReports, it has to synchronize that you have that on the ATO portal. Having said that, from July, the live client updates will be available from GovReports. I can't confirm the date, but it's likely to be July. So what it means is that if you get bumped out during the tax seasons, you can simply go back here and update the list, basically confirm, if it's the existing clients that you already have. If it's a new client, just add the client's details in, click update. The options is not here on my screen, but you can imagine would be another box to update live client updates with ATO. So you can, once you add in all of your clients' details, you can then update it with the ATO directly without having to go back to the ATO portal to add the clients in. So what that means also is that change of address, change of bank details or whatever can also be done directly from GovReports. If you do have users, staff members in your practice that you want to add into GovReports to share the workload or responsibilities in the reporting process for your clients, you can subscribe for the user license and add them into your GovReports. My Lodgment will give you a lodgement history, your lodgement history for all your clients' lodgement. This is one option that you can do, and of course your BAS payment options for each and every one of your clients. If you go in there, you can also find that. This is outside of, if you can't find it anywhere, this is another option, but I'll show you through shortly as to where you can find this also in other areas in GovReports as well. So here I've got the outstanding reports, which is basically an additional and optional features if you want to have, and it's quite useful for a lot of BAS and tax agents who prepare activity statements for your clients. It's basically give you a list of all your unlodged outstanding reports or unlodged reports that you have that you have with for the clients that you have on your account. So in this case, you can see here that for these clients, I have not done 12 activity statements there. And if I go in here, I can see all the overdue reports that I haven't done. And if I want to go straight into it, I can click prepare, and it will take me straight to the forms that I can prepare for my clients. So it is a useful tool to remind me when we remind you if you have many clients on your account, under your in your business that you have to look after. Sometimes you know, it's good to remind you which one which one is coming up. Unlodged means it's any activity statements that is issued by the ATO will be appear on here. Then you got your save report. Anything that you save along the way, it can be accessed from here. This is a shortcut, but then certainly there is also other options, other ways that you can get access to it as well. Then you got your lodge reports. This is your combined lodgements, quick access that if you want to click on there, and anything that you lodge today. For example, if you lodge anything today and you want to send it off to your clients to you know, to get confirmations that it has been lodged and for them to make the payment to the ATO if there is GST to be paid, then you can quickly click onto that and you know, send it off to them for record, and also perhaps along with your tax invoice. Like I said, that options. In GovReports, we do have an options for you to customize your own email. So basically, you can send all the reports from here, saving you the time. If you got your you know, it's basically if you want to do initially when you set up the account, just make sure you do email settings. That would basically enable you to send any reports that you prepare in GovReports directly to your clients using your emails. And if you've got digital signature or any other applications, any documents, anything that you send from GovReports and related applications, it will be sent from your email rather than from GovReports or any other application that we have. So just make sure you have the email settings done. I'm going to go back to the dashboard, and I'm going to quickly go through the lodgement process. There are two ways that you can do the lodgement. So one is basically you go to your client list and go to select the form from under actions, and from there you can select the activity statements or whichever form. So in this case, we're going to select the activity statements. This is one way of preparing activity statements. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to do an IAS. And of course, if you put the date range here, very big. So if I put it, you know, from 1st of the 1st 2004 to 2016, I could be here forever waiting for the system to, you know, like synchronize with the ATO and list out all the activity statements between that date range. But if you put the date range a bit shorter, so in this case I put it 6 months. Click list. Now it will give you the list of all the activity statements during that 6 months period. In this case, I have only have one. Okay, so I can see here that I got an installment activity statements for this entity. I can select that. If during that period I have more than one activity statements that has been issued by the ATO, I would see that a lot more from that list, and from there I can select the ones that I want to work on. The demo account that I'm showing you is actually a testing account, not a real production account. So all the information that you see here, I should have done a disclaimer earlier, are not real, and you probably see all the funny ABNs and so forth. Having said that, it does work, even though it's a testing account, it's also synchronized with the ATO as well. So I'm going to do a quick demo of the manual process. So in this case, I'm going to do a manual one, and then we walk through and do a MyOp, a BAS link file, and perhaps a QuickBooks as well account as well. So you can see here, once you basically select that and you select the process, where the information you want, how you want to do it. In this case, I have selected the manual process, and the information here has been pre-filled from GovReports as well as from the ATO. The document ID are coming from the ATO, and of course the BAS type and the lodgement due date address is from GovReports. So just need to go through that. For quick, I'm not going to fill out any details. I'm just assuming that this entity has not been trading, has not been, making any sales or purchases during this period. So I'm going to tick that, and just basically assuming everything is 0. Confirm the date. This is my signature. This is because me signing, lodging the reports. Once you basically, this is because it's digital signature, so all the information's there is basically pre-filled because it's from your OSCE or for your ATO software nominations. You then either, if it's an incomplete report, you can save it as a draft and come back to it later with all the details. Pre-lodge means that you're just testing to make sure that the data that you have entered synchronize with the ATO, or you can save and validate, which is basically do the functions of both, save and then pre-lodge, but save it as keep it as a copy. Pre-lodge doesn't save it, but save validate will give you the final versions. So in other words, if it's got a valid status, then it would be, it would indicate that, the report has been cross-checked with the ATO, validated with the ATO and ready for lodgement. You can also, for those that got digital signature, you can save, validate, and send for signature directly from here. But otherwise, if you're ready, you got all the information from your clients, you got the paper form signed, you can then click lodge directly from here. In this case, I'm going to save it as I'm going to save and validate this report. You can see from here, once it's been saved successfully and validated successfully, it will come to you. Come to your save reports. This is where you can see all your save reports from here, and you can see the status here has been valid. If I click on it and I want to continue to work on it, I'm going to close this window down so that I can expand my screen. I can see the status here. For those that got Office Manager, which is our practice management tool, you can add it to the jobs and create jobs straight from here. But otherwise, if you want to send it off to your clients for signature, you can click send to your clients, and it would have your client's details. Depending on when you add the clients, you put all the details in. You can then send it off to your clients. But if you haven't got the email there, and if someone else that you want to send it off for authorizations, it's not on record, you can put in the email address and send it accordingly. So you can change the subject, you can change the contents, and if you've got email settings earlier, it would be sent from your email with the email signature that you have placed, set up in GovReport when you set up the account. So I won't send it, and you can see the activity statements that you have prepared has been attached. I'm going to click that just to show you what it looks like. Now it basically comes with a space where your clients need to sign. There you go, and once your clients receive this, they just simply sign it, or they can send it back to you, or however means that they give it to you. So that's basically where it is, and if you click send, it will send. Like I said, and for those that have digital signature, you can click off to send for signature from here, and it will take you to the sections for the digital signature. I won't go through this for digital signature. You can go, you can refer to our other webinars that we have done on digital signature, and it will show you the process of how to, what to do in digital signature. But it simply is, it is a lot more efficient because you can also set reminder to your clients, as most of these would have a deadline to lodge. You can set reminder, expiry date, so that it saves you the time, and the system will automatically send to your clients to remind them until they sign it. So that's the options for that. But for now, I'm going to, assuming that I'm happy with that, I'm going to go back to Bird's View, and like I said, I'm going to show you another way of that for you to do. For many BAS agents, because you you work on site at the client site, so it means that if you are at the client site, you can open up GovReports, click on the name of the clients that you want to you are working on, and it will only show you the client that you want to work on, and you can go straight from there, rather than going to my clients list, and we'll list out all your clients there, which could not be could be quite embarrassing if you or privacy reasons you might not want to show that. So you can just type in on the search bar, type in your client's name, and go straight into the clients. If you click on that, it will take you to the client profile. Instead, earlier we walked you through the process where you can just go straight to the forms from the clients, but in this case we are going to basically straight into the clients. So if you're working at your client site, it looks like the whole program, the whole GovReports is about them, and they do not see any other clients. So from here, you've got the work in progress for those that got Office Manager, the practice management tool, or you can go into here and upload your client's logo so you can identify them quicker in GovReports. Every time you see, instead of trying to read their name, you can see their logo. It's easier for you to identify. And of course, if this client's got more than one branch, you can add the branch. Often we also see that BAS agents, when they add the clients here, and the clients might have more than one branch, like more than one business under the same ABN number. No longer you do not need to add the clients the same ABN, just add the branch onto that. And if you need to change the branch number, just click on edit and change the branch, whichever that you have right now, change to the new branch. I'll just show you how that looks. So there you go. By default, normally, like I said, when you add the clients, GovReport will give the branch number as 001, but if it's other than 001, you need to come here, back here, and change the branch number. Just going to go back to that, to the client's profile page. Okay. Oh, because I'm still opening it, so sorry. Okay, you can click on the client's name and it will text you here. So I'm closing this. The overview just basically give you an overview, as I mentioned, overview of your client's profile, so the name, or the organization's ABN, and their contact details, etc. Anything that you have saved for these clients, any report that you have saved under these clients will be listed here, so that if, like I said, if you are working at your client site, everything that you prepare for them can be accessible from here. All the saved reports. So if you've got staff member working on this, like preparing the reports for you, or etc., and then you're coming there to basically finalize the reports, you can pick it up from here and directly finish it off, or get access to it and work on it immediately. Anything that you have lodged for these clients will be all in the one section here. You can view 10 entries at the time, or depending on how many lodgements you have done for them, you can click from there. Having said, like I said, if you for end of financial year, and for you to get access to reconciliations, you can come into here, look at the last 12 months of activity statements, and go into each one of them to get all the details that you need to prepare the annual reconciliations. And of course, if you give access to someone else in your practice to work on this account, who else has access to this, and whether this person can lodge or not, so that you do not overlap with the work. And of course, like I said, it's if you do have practice management tool in GovReports, then of course any jobs or invoices that you've sent out or created for these clients, we can also view it there. To prepare the activity statements, so that's basically the overview. But let me go through the lodgement process for these clients. Assuming we're going to pick activity statements, the same thing, but in this case, I'm going to try to do, say, I'm going to pick a wider range so that I can show you the list when you list an activity statement. For the activity statements for the BAS link. Okay, so you can see the list here. The list here, it basically lists out all because I gave it the 4 years difference, so you can see all the activity statements are listed here. The status that the ones that I haven't done, the status is new. And if I go right to the end, I can see all the lodgement that I have made for these clients, and if I wanted to work on the revision, I can go straight into there. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the first one because I have prepared earlier a BAS link file. What of the first? Is it an IAS or the BAS? Okay, I'm trying to select the right one that I have prepared.
KE. Go to the client KE.
Yeah.
Not Celine. KE.
I have selected the wrong client, so okay, so sorry, I'm just going to go back because I have, like I said, I have prepared a BAS link file for a client. Yeah, it's key.
Put the date one on 2008. 2008. 3.
Click list. This one I want to go specific ones. So the business activity statements that I can see there, I can select it. I'm going to select the BAS link. So you can see here that as soon as I click that, it pops up with the options for me to upload the file. But if I click account rights, it gives me the options to connect to MyOp. Similarly, if I click on Xero, it gives me the options to connect to Xero or QuickBooks. So I'm going to, like I said, I have prepared earlier a BAS link file. So I'm going to choose the file so to show you how that's. So this is assuming that you have already published the activity statements and download the BAS link onto your desktop and upload onto GovReports. So click that. Now the information, it's read file. So as soon as you do that, you read the file, and the information, as I said, the first page will be the pre-filling from the ATO and from also what's the information that you have in GovReports. You click next. All the information that you have on the BAS link will now be transferred and pre-filled into your into the reporting form. You need to, this is basically now it's because you can see it, you can go through it, and if any information that are not correct, you can go back to the software and regenerate the file, or generally, previously we didn't allow for changes, but certainly if you change anything here, you need to go back to your software to ensure that you have updated details also. Once you go through all the information, assuming that you're happy with everything, similarly, you need to sign off as the person who are preparing the BAS and lodging it. Click next, and again similarly you can either save as a draft. Pre-lodge means just cross-checking the information with the ATO, or save and validate with the ATO and then send it off to your clients for signature. I'm going to click submit. Again, here you can see the clients here. The draft report is now on your save reports, your total save reports, and the status is valid. That means you can send it off to your clients for signature or for authorization before you click the lodge. That's because the email signature doesn't come through because I think I sent it to myself. Yep, if you click on send it to your clients, it will come with your email signature. And of course, once you've got your clients' authorizations, all the ones that you know that you've got valid status, you can click them, you can select them, and lodge to the ATO basically directly. You know, like I said, if you are the person in your practice that do all the lodgement, you can go in, review the informations, or once you know you got the authorizations, you go in, you select all of them and lodge in one go, or you know, yeah. So that's basically the process. What I'm going to do now is going to do another activity statements offline. So to show you how it works, and mind you, the search bar, the search bar here, wherever you are, you can also type in the client. So if you in front of the clients and you want to search for all the save reports that you have for them, you can just type in their name and or the reporting form, whichever it is, you can type in, and it will, whichever page that you're on, it will list out all the files that you have in GovReports associated with the name that you have just entered. Just going to go back to Bird's View. Like I said, I'm going to do an offline BAS so to show you, because look, whether you like it or not, ATO has been quite consistent that occasionally, even through SBR, we are available 24/7, but you know, occasionally our systems still do rely on the ATO for lodgement. It is a lot less, you know, it's a lot more stable than the ATO portal, and a lot more accessible, and you know, with a lot more facilities. But if you know, so that we do give you options to lodge to prepare offline as well. So it's just in case if ATO is not working, you can also, you know, it does not disrupt your workflow. So this is one way to, you know, it's also an effective way if, like I said, if you're at the client side, the last thing, and ATO is not working, the last thing you want to do is that go away, walk away, and, you know, not having anything done because ATO is not online. Eight. Now, to do it offline, you do need to know the BAS type. To get to know, oh, I have to go back. Sorry. You do need to know the BAS type. ATO has 21 type activity statements, and depending on your clients and when you initially register with the ATO, you know, the ATO would have classified which type of BAS that they lodge. So I'm just going to go back. You can see here that we have lodged an activity statement. This is the June. This is the BAS. Okay. So once you click on that, you open it. If you want to know which type it is, you can see it's right there. The type is V. So we now can go back to if we want to prepare the activity statement for these clients. I could have clicked backward. Go back to forms, select the activity statements, and now I know what type of activity statements that I had to prepare. Having said, this is only required, it's automatic when you do it online because it comes through straight through, but if you do it offline, you need to clarify it. You need to confirm what type it is so that when you do the pre-filling, it matches with the ATO informations. And you, like I said, as I mentioned earlier, you need to put the exact date because it's offline. It's like you're writing, you know, you're doing it on a paper. You need to be exact. Okay, so there you go. As soon as you click offline, what type was it? V. Okay, that was the V. So I put in the V, click list. I'm sure there was a V. Yep. Oh, sorry, my date range is so wrong, isn't it? 08 and 08. Okay, so you put the date range is wrong, it won't work. Now it's working. All right, so again, now you won't get the pre-filling from the ATO, but you will definitely, you do get the pre-filling from the software. So if assuming that I'm doing it from QuickBooks, click connect. Now if you got your passwords previously saved, yep, well I have to allow pop-up. Okay, always allow pop-up from, yep, done. Now I can click. If this is the first time that you use GovReports on this computer, it will ask you for pop-up. So there you go. Assuming that's it. Remember me. Continue. Oh, what's the digit? If you do have an account with QuickBooks, you would have all these details. Ralph, what's the 6 digits code?
6 digits.
Yeah. Sorry? Oh. Oh, sorry, I don't have the code, so I'll. If you do have the code, it will automatically transfer the files across. This is part of, depending on which software that you use, if this is part of QuickBooks, they will require for you to, to enter the password and of course the code. But if it's zero, it could be straightforward, and different software can be different. So if you didn't, if you're not too sure, just give us a call back and let us know. But otherwise, like I said, if you use QuickBooks, you would be familiar with this process. I won't go through it, and like I said, I'll probably do a manual. I'll do a manual one, so that's basically show you what it looks like. Okay, like I said, the information from the ATO is now not pre-filled. You can click next and fill in the details where you want it. So if I'm assuming that I can put in a, this entity has been trading with $1,000 sales during this period, and GST on sales, just assuming it's 100, and zero, click next, assuming you're happy with everything on here, and or if it's all the information is correct there, you put in the date where you want to sign off. You do need to, basically this is the, you do need to put this date, and you can change this date if it's a draft each time. Because it's an offline, you cannot validate with the ATO, or you cannot pre-lodge or validate. So there's only one option, save as a offline draft. Okay, now you can see the status is offline draft. Even when the ATO is back online, you can then go in, pre-fill. Once it's pre-filling, it will take you straight back to the edit mode, so that you can go in once again, make sure all the informations are correct. And if you want to make any further changes, if you're happy with everything, again, now you would have the options to validate or lodge directly to the tax office. So in this case, like I said, the normal process, compliance process, is that you would send it off to your clients to get authorizations. So now you've got all the reports in valid status. It means it's finalized and awaiting. It might be, and you might be awaiting for your client to sign off to authorize. Like I said, it's when you get to here, once you know that you got your client has sent it back to you, and you can select all the ones that you know that you got your client sign off. You can click lodge. They'll ask you whether are you sure you want to lodge. You can confirm, and it start to lodge accordingly. Once it's lodged, that's basically it. The lodgement process is complete. Once it's basically being received by the ATO, you can see today's lodgement will shortly be updated with the additional lodgements. I'm going to click F5 to refresh so that kind of get it to hurry up and send me the details. It might take a couple of minutes. So in the meantime, I'll go through the lodgement history. You can see here, because I only do one lodgement, lodgement history. Like I said, once you've lodged, you can go to the lodgement history or and it will give you all the lodge reports. You can go into that, send it off to your clients for record, and also to make a payment. And we will come. This is a PAYG payment summaries. We go to. I'm going to go back to Birdsview and see if it has come through. Sorry for those that I'm flicking around too quickly. So you can see today's lodgement. I clicked 3 earlier. Today's lodgement is now 4. And I can go into each one of them, email it to my clients. It comes with the lodgement receipt. You can see the lodgement receipt, and you can also see the actual activity statements there as well. So your clients will open that. If you send it to your clients, if you got the signature, then it's there with the signature. But also it comes, like I said, with the payment options for them. If there is GST to be payable, they can simply using these informations and go direct make the payments to the ATO. And of course, like I said, if you've got digital signature, you can attach the tax invoice for them to sign off in the initial status when you validate it, and then send it off for signature. It could be a very smooth process indeed. So that's basically the process of lodging with GovReports. Questions or lodgement options? Okay, like I said, if you can send me a chat message of your questions, or just unmute yourself and ask the questions. So being an SBR enabled software, you don't need the OSCE setup as you do with GovReports, as you do with the ATO portal. The process of basically authentications is a one-off, and that is basically it's like a registration. And what that means is that you go into the software when you initially set up. You do need to go in and do the ATO software nominations. From here, you click if it has been done, you can click the generate the software ID and get the software ID number, and then from there you need to go to the ATO portal to nominate the software, to nominate GovReport as your software provider. It is not an exclusive. It will allow you to also continue to use the portal and other software if you do so. For me, I think personally, if whichever software that you use, stick to one, so that if in case later on you do have if your clients drop off along the way, or if there is an audit or something like that, you can easily quickly go straight into the software, pick out the lodge reports that you have for these clients and send it off to the ATO immediately, or the auditor. Certainly, because we are an independent platform, so it means that even if your clients, with other, I think with accounting software, you have access to it only when they are your clients. If you don't have access to it, if your clients are no longer your clients, I'm not too sure you still have access. But like I said, we are an independent platform, so it means because this is your software, it means that at any time you have access to it, rather than if it's like I said, if it's your clients no longer are your clients, and if there is an audit, you are still liable for that reports that you've lodged. I've got a question. Could you please explain how we can switch to this form of reporting, please? I use the ATO BAS Agents portal at the moment. Yes, GovReport is an independent and private service provider, so you do need to subscribe. The activity statements is the annual subscription for BAS agents or tax agents is $99 per year plus GST, and that enable you to lodge for all your clients. So whether you have 10 or 100 clients, it's still the same price. Like I said, but having said that, you have the flexibility to, to go in at any time, and it's a lot more efficient in providing the service for your, doing the reporting process for your clients. Like I said, the setup, in setting up, you the first time that you use GovReports, as I said, add the clients, you can import the client list from the ATO portal, download from the ATO portal, or, if you want to add one by one, that's up to you, but it's an easy option is that you can download the client list from the ATO portal and upload onto GovReports. Yes, I have another question from Gurley or Gurley Amblas. Am I using the you are using the account live right now? You do need to register with GovReports to use the BAS link in launching the statements. Like I said, you do need to. We are an independent and private service provider. You do need to register. And as I said, the annual subscription is $99 per year for the activity statement. If you are a member of the associations, such as the ICB, we do have a heavily discounted package for the ICB members, and you do need to check with the ICB on, basically what it is. And also, like I said, if you are a member of these associations, when you register, just put in your membership number, and it will default to the discounted package that we have for that association, or you as a member of that association. Okay. Any other questions? You can certainly, if you have other questions, you can. After these sessions, you can either call us or send us an email. We will be more than happy to answer your questions. As I mentioned, this session has been recorded, so if you need to revisit this webinar, it will be available on our website shortly, possibly in a day or few days, depending on our staff, how quickly they can access to the recording and put it up onto the website. Like I said, send us an email if you've got you still have questions, or give us a call, and we'll be more than happy to assist you with your inquiries. Thank you, guys.